What if I told you that being smart isn't what you think it is? That the common markers of intelligence, test scores, titles, even IQ, are missing something crucial. The very thing that made you feel like an outsider growing up, that's about to become your superpower. I'm Paul Chamberlain, master coach, certified crisis advocate, and creator of the Smart Funny Tortured framework. It's helping scores of people transform their perceived weaknesses into extraordinary strengths. The definition of smart is becoming insufficient in a world that is either unraveling or expanding at the speed of innovation, at least depending on your perspective. AI is making human intelligence irrelevant. That's not my opinion. That's from Geoffrey Hinton, Nobel laureate and grandfather of AI.
In the Industrial Revolution, we made human strength irrelevant. Now we're making human intelligence irrelevant. And that's very scary.
Now, what he meant by that is that AI makes certain kinds of intelligence irrelevant. Routine logic, predictable patterns, static expertise. But you're the kind of mind that thrives in complexity, ambiguity, paradox. The kind of intelligence that evolves. The culture that forced us from childhood to pick one life path and master one skill is crumbling. The world used to pay for strength, then it paid for knowledge. Now, knowledge is free. So in this episode, I'll show you how to see yourself through a new model of intelligence, one that helps you navigate a changing world, see what others miss, and turn experience into insight, and why now, in this era of acceleration and disruption, your messy, nonlinear, outside brain might just be your biggest advantage. In a world where knowledge is abundant and instantly accessible, real intelligence isn't what you know, it's how you think. Author David Epstein wrote about this in his groundbreaking book, Range, showing that generalists, not specialists, often drive the biggest breakthroughs. Not because they know more facts, but because they can reframe problems across contexts. In the Smart Funny Tortured framework, SMART isn't a GPA. It's a toolbox, a set of meta skills for seeing, processing, and acting in dynamic environments. It's made up of three things: acumen, skill, and experience. You don't need to beat AI at chess. You just need to play a different game entirely. Acumen is your pattern recognition engine. It's your ability to sense what's coming, connect disparate ideas, and navigate uncertainty with elegance. Cognitive scientist Douglas Hofstadter, author of Gödel Bach, said it best: without analogies, thinking as we know it would be impossible. Hofstadter argues that analogy making is the core of human cognition. Our unique ability to connect seemingly unrelated things forms the very basis of our thinking. This is where generalists like us thrive. They pull insights from everywhere, remix them into something original. It's how you innovate in a world flooded with templates. Think about Sherlock Holmes. His genius isn't that he knows more facts than everyone else. It's that he sees connections where others see randomness. So ask yourself, do you naturally spot connections others miss? Do you synthesize ideas across domains? If yes, you've got acumen. But recognizing patterns is only powerful when paired with the ability to execute on what you see. This is where the second dimension of SMART comes in. While acumen is about seeing, skill is what turns vision into value. It's your ability to do, to craft, shape, and refine. Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton fused deep historical knowledge with hip-hop musical composition to create something revolutionary that neither historians nor musicians alone could have conceived. Dr. Joy Buolamwini used her computer science skills and artistic background to uncover racial bias in facial recognition systems that specialized AI engineers had overlooked. Her Coded Gaze project led major tech companies to completely rethink their algorithms. These two examples weren't accidents. They were intersections. And in a world where AI will eventually master most single domains, hybrid skill sets become exponentially more powerful. So ask yourself, what unique skills have you cultivated? And what combinations make you dangerous in the best way? As we go through this, keep track of which kind of smart resonates. I've created a free tool to help. Link is below. The third element of smart is experience, a kind of intelligence that comes from wisdom earned through doing, through failing, recalibrating, and rising again. James Flynn, the man behind the Flynn effect, noted that modern minds aren't smarter by nature, but more abstract, more flexible, more adaptive, because modern life demands more abstract thinking and cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is defined as your ability to adjust your thinking when presented with variables that are unexpected. Tony Stark exemplifies cognitive flexibility in his ability to adapt and innovate under pressure. He continually modifies his Iron Man suit to solve new challenges, demonstrating how lived experience fuels rapid iteration and creative response. Whether dealing with emotional breakdowns or technological crises, Stark's genius isn't just raw intellect, it's wisdom forged in motion. This is the intelligence of life lived, the insight that comes not from data, but from depth. So ask yourself, have you faced challenges that shaped how you think? Have you developed insight that no algorithm could simulate? If yes, you have experience. When you combine acumen, skill, and experience, you don't just become intelligent. Something magical happens. Acumen is about seeing patterns. Skill is about execution. Experience is about adapting. AI will soon master logic, data, and recall. But synthesis, a soulful fusion of divergent inputs into original meaning, that's still ours. Consider Steve Jobs. Many people don't know that Jobs dropped in on calligraphy classes at Reed College after he'd officially dropped out of college.
By following my curiosity and intuition, turned out to be priceless later on. Let me give you one example. Reed College at that time offered perhaps the best calligraphy instruction in the country. Throughout the campus, every poster, every label on every drawer was beautifully hand calligraphed. Because I had dropped out and didn't have to take the normal classes, I decided to take a calligraphy class to learn how to do this. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about varying the amount of space between different letter combinations, about what makes great typography great. It was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle in a way that science can't capture, and I found it fascinating. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life. But 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me. And we designed it all into the Mac. It was the first computer with beautiful typography. If I had never dropped in on that single course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them.
Random becomes revolutionary in the hands of someone who knows how to connect it. This is why the Smart Funny Tortured framework doesn't just focus on smart in isolation. It fuels funny by helping you embrace joy and find connections, unlock creative flow. It works with the tortured element by giving you tools to process pain and transform struggle into wisdom. AI can analyze every artist, philosopher, system, and civilization across time. But, as of right now, cannot create new existential paradigms from lived suffering, joy, and depth. But we can. So, which dimension of your smart needs your attention? Do you need to sharpen your acumen by exploring new fields? Build skill through creative iteration? Reflect on experience to extract meaning? These aren't personality traits, they're muscles. You can train them. You can grow them. And that's why I created the Smart Funny Tortured Self-Audit. It's free, it's fast, and it uncovers your unique intelligence blueprint. Click below to take it and turn your depth into your advantage. But remember, smart alone won't carry you. In the next episode, we'll talk about funny, the magnetic, joyful, human dimension that AI will never touch. Take care, It's going to be okay.